Welcome. This is Paul Catalina's Top 5 brought to you by Ticket Club. You know what? Let's do all college basketball this week. Since it is, after all, the NCAA tournament, let's talk about some coaching hires. The top 5 best ones, as a matter of fact. Number 5, Jay Lucas at Miami. Been an assistant at Duke for a while. Comes from a coaching family. Of course, you've probably heard of his dad, John Lucas, who's coached college level, pro level, all over the place. He is a brilliant young coaching mind that comes to Miami. Look, Jim Larrañaga was just cooked. He was too old to kind of run the pace anymore. They went and they got a young guy with a ton of energy who is a great basketball mind in Jay Lucas and brought him into Miami. He'll be a great recruiter. This is a team that, remember, made a deep run just a few years ago under Jim Larrañaga. So they have the wherewithal to do it. NIL is not a problem at Miami, and Jay Lucas will fit in really well with the Canes and an ACC that, past Duke right now, is wide open. Number 4, Nico Medved at Minnesota. Seth Greenberg yesterday on our show called him an offensive genius. And yes, Pierre Nugent on the triple option, who covers Minnesota, said they do love hiring people from Minnesota. It didn't work out with Ben Johnson, but Nico Medved, one of the best thought of coaches in the country. You saw Colorado State's offense just the other night against Maryland. He may not have been able to take this job yet had Derek Queen's, possible travel or whatever not gone in. So he might still be in the tournament right now, if not for a last-second bucket. The only buzzer beater of the tournament, offensive genius. That's all you need to know about Nico Medved. And the thing is, it's good that Minnesota pounced on him now to get him back at his alma mater before someone else did. You might have a chance of keeping him for a really long time because of his affection for the university, as opposed to maybe having what happened with Indiana and Dusty May, where Indiana had Mike Woodson for a year. Dusty May goes and takes the Michigan job. Indiana comes open, and that alum, the guy that you really wanted, is now at one of your conference rivals. Well, now Minnesota doesn't have to suffer that same fate. Not knocking the Darian DeVries hire. We'll talk about that actually on tomorrow's Top 5. But Minnesota avoided that situation. Number 3, Will Wade at NC State. Seth Greenberg called this a risk-reward, and certainly it is. He's brash, he takes big swings, and so those are risks. But he can straight up and down coach basketball. He can straight up and down recruit. If he gets the players in there, if you back him with the NIL, they're going to win. They're 1 year removed from an improbable Final Four run led by DJ Burns. They turned completely the other direction this year and decided to move on. Will Wade, an ACC guy, a Clemson grad, knows the culture of the league, knows the culture of a lot of leagues, was in the SEC as well. So he can move and shake with the best of them, and I think this is a home run hire for NC State. I know Garrett agrees with me. He's a big Will Wade guy. Number 2, Ben McCollum at Iowa, a guest on the show just last week. Look, they didn't have to go far. They went to Drake, who, again, for like the 3rd year in a row, has to hire a head coach, which stinks. I get it for Drake, but brilliant move. This is a basketball tactician in Ben McCollum. He's a culture builder. He's already got one of his best players coming with him to Iowa. And this is just a fit as it goes. He's going to thrive there. Fran McCaffrey did a great job for a long time. It was time for a new voice, and they couldn't have not done better than Ben McCollum at Iowa. He's ready for his chance. 4 national titles at the Division II level. This guy is ready. He is the Chris Kleiman or Kalen DeBoer or Lance Leipold of college basketball. and I think he's going to make some noise with the Hawkeyes. And number 1, Sean Miller at Texas. This is just a great picture of him. I mean, he's really emoting there. Really emoting. But he had his press conference today. He said, when you are the flagship university in Texas, there are no limits to what you can do. And the fact that he knows that already and believes in that mantra is going to serve the Longhorns well. He recruited great NBA players at Arizona. He gave Xavier the renaissance that they needed there when he came back for a second run. Yes, he's had a couple of down years, but this is a guy on the upswing, a guy who knows how to recruit and knows how to build a program, and everything he got in trouble for at Arizona and all the assistants is legal now, so he and Will Wade have to be on this list because the rules are different now, and justifiably so. Sean Miller, and again, Seth Greenberg yesterday called him a home run, a perfect fit at Texas. He's got the attitude for it. He's got the makeup for it. It's a tough gig. But also, here's the thing. You'll always be second. And I think he understands that. Texas fans, pretty much any fan of any sport in Texas, of any school, knows that most of their fans would trade football success for everything else. That will allow him to work a little bit more in the shadows, although not as much because it's Texas, but he will be able to hit the ground running. Great hire by Chris Del Conte in Texas, and that is going to do it for us here on the Top 5, and Smokey is going to let us leave this room right now. And I said right now.